Okay then. So if you haven't missed anything at all, we literally are just starting because I wanted to review basically what I showed you yesterday. Like we reviewed the highlight and just everything that happened in that last 20 minutes from last stream and it made me remember that we saved right before we made that choice of do we want dinner, a bath, or chogi. So I think we're going to load that save again and have a look-see at what the other options get us in that conversation. Willful negligence. Here we are. So I guess we'll try dinner. Dinner. I knew what Togi-san wanted. I felt like a loser to choose dinner, but I needed time to prepare myself too. Wait a minute, I don't see any food around. Where's the dinner you're talking about? Yeah. Togi-san opened her mouth. A piece of red-colored candy was between her pointy teeth. Yo. How long have you had that in your mouth? The entire conversation leading up to this? You just had... Wait. But when we picked Togi-san, like... Did she swallow she must have swallowed the candy before she kissed us. It's the only way like... That would make sense. That's... Before I could say anything, she pushed the candy into my mouth with her tongue. You aren't going to be satisfied with this an entree, are you? She wasn't going to give me more time to prepare myself. Oh my god, that's where we make the cut? That's even crazier. But that doesn't even make sense. She's like so full of herself and stuff. But then when we are actually up front with her, she is all bashful and like a child. Despite taking the relationship to the next level, we spend most of the next... Yeah, okay, this sounds like it's going to be mostly the same. I'd imagine losing my virginity would make me feel grown up, but that could not be farther from the truth. In fact, we were like two lost children, not knowing where to go next. Yeah, okay, this looks like it's going to be mostly the same conversation. Okay, let's have a look-see at just that final choice of the bar. Willful negligence. Okay. I'll take a bath. I didn't have one last night. At least it would help me relax and calm down. I reasoned with myself that it was the correct thing to do, but Togi-san had me on the spot. She blushed and bowed her head. Then she said, I'll wait for you in bed. I groaned as I shampooed vigorously while I bathed. Togi-san chuckled and told me she heard everything when I got out. Yeah, why were you groaning while shampooing vigorously? That's... Okay, whatever. True to her words, she was in bed, naked and waiting. Okay, that's probably the most forward option. Okay, I hadn't expected... Okay, so it seems like it all just leads to the same thing. There's no way of actually saying no. Again, kind of a violation of our autonomy, but probably not the worst one we've seen so far in this game. Okay, back to title. And now it's time to start a new route. So we want to try and get Beret, or Fupa, as we know her. Oh, this is actually a good view of her sweater. This shows us what's going on back here. There's like a... Looks like it's more of a jacket in this picture than a sweater. Got like a little belt thing back there. Also, it really draws attention to what the fuck is Togi wearing? She walks around in like a waistcoat with like a gold cord there and stuff. That's ridiculous looking. She's wearing like a turtleneck, long sleeve turtleneck with a waistcoat over the top of it. It's insane. All right. English. Now, let's see. Is it play? Does that skip through everything? No, that's autoplay. Hang on, let me look at the controls. Oh, F. Press F to pay respects. Okay, find something else. I'm assuming that those options are going to unlock at some point. Gosh, remember this is how we met, Togi? Hey, the Gimp Grind. Good to see you here. Thanks for the first time chat. How's it going? It is going pretty good. This story is getting crazy cringe. And we're now trying for the third route. You get the third girl. And then hopefully that'll unlock the true route, I'm assuming. I don't know how many layers there are going to be to this story. Now, I thought that this was where we made the choice that put us on the right path. But, we chose this last time, which I thought was Beret Girl's option, but instead we ended up with Togi. Well, thanks for checking in, Gimp Grind. Lovely to have you here. But I guess we'll pick this now, keep the current situation, which is Togi's option. Can we just keep the situation the way it is? Oh, yeah, and we got the achievement passive, which for some reason is at the wrong resolution. For some reason. I don't know what happened with the game. It's just decided to boot in the wrong resolution today.
That was unexpected. Why? Togi-san, you're saying that it might be risky for us to leave these grounds, right? Yep, that's right. If you understand the underlying meaning of my answer. I don't know why you think it's dangerous to run away, but if it was...
Oh yes, I saw that you streamed while I was sleeping. How did that go? Yeah, I saw that it had like activated like 3 times. It seemed like your stream must have crashed a couple of times. But other than that, how did your stream go, Devilbird?
Maybe it would be risky too to try and change something.
That's just a theory, right? Encoder error times 2. Wow. That sucks.
Yes, but I still think it's safer to not do anything until we are sure what to do next. Was that a reason good enough? Well, they do say not making a choice is a choice itself.
You were just screwing around? Ah, okay. Famous quote there.
Now that we're
wound up in this... Now that we've
wound up in this situation, nothing is a safe choice.
That's the hardest thing, is like I never know when a sentence is just incorrect when I'm trying to read these things out. Or whether it's me that's screwing up. The issue is how big the potential danger can be.
Yep. We need to think about the dangers of keeping things this way for too long. What if we end up just coping with instead of solving the problem because we aren't proactive?
Togi, you're the one who suggested this. Why are you now going back on it?
It might be a good idea to divide the risk. For example, Kayan-chan could just go home herself. We're just people that happen to be in the same boat. It doesn't mean that she has to do the same as everyone else.
You just said that there's like a big risk, and now we're sending Belt Boobs off to check out the risk. Like, maybe she'll be vaporized the second she tries to leave, but Togi's willing to sacrifice her.
Although, as I've said before, I wouldn't recommend it. Togi-san, aren't you being a bit harsh?
No, it's all right. I'll think about it.
After that, we tried sorting out the facts to understand the situation as much as possible. So far, there wasn't very much else to add to what we already knew. Hirumi-san never uttered a word after saying, "I'll think about it," but simply stared blankly out the window.
I think we've had enough discussion. Let's call it a day. Let's meet up after class tomorrow.
Kohzuki-san clapped her hands, and we all left the Harasuna Community Center.
Okay, now I have to pay respects. Pretty sure we've all seen this before. This is just a conversation about the koi and the bread and apologizing. Oh yeah, it's the blonde on the phone. Okay. This is where we see the robot girl for a second time today. She leaves that big crater on the ground after we collide with each other. Now, what did we do last time? We called someone from its history the first time around, then we tried to bring it to the service office. This time, I guess we'll try and leave it here, because that's the only option we have left. Calling someone was very weird first time around. The person like hung up, and then we gave up and just carried the phone around with us for a week. Like idiots. And then we did the same thing again, because we didn't know where the service office was. We just carried it around. So I'm assuming that if we pick this top option, it's gonna be, we're gonna carry it around with us for a week. Regardless. Even though it would be super easy to just leave it there. I think I'll just leave it here. It's her phone. She's bound to notice that it's missing and come back to get it. We got the achievement, leave it. 10 out of 10 VA. Streams are made 100 times better by a player voiceover. Thank you, Gimp Grind. I'm glad that you enjoy my voice acting. I certainly enjoy doing it. If I take it away, it will be harder for her to find it. I'll just leave this here. A bicycle sped past me, almost whacking my nose off as I bent to put the phone down. If I left the phone here, at some point it would get run over and break. I guess. But if I took it away, she wouldn't find it. What should I do?
And so you just brought it here with you?
Yep, called it. Exactly the same thing happens again. What happens if I hit F? Yep, we've seen all this before. Oh yeah, now we meet Blondie again. She asked us to join a band, but we say we're too busy because we've got the whole MA thing, but she remembers us a week later. So she's actually, seems to be initially a violation of the IMA, the idiopathic mass amnesia that's happening to us. But then later on, she forgets us entirely and we become disappointed. So I don't know what's going on there, but the fact that she knows the robot girl, who I believe caused all this, and the fact that she seems to remember us first for a week but then forget us, suggests that she's pretty central to everything that's going on here. Now, first time around, I think we were paying a lot of attention to Kurumi, which is Boob Belt. I think? Then I think we talked to Togi-san, because Togi-san wanted to be talked to. So I guess now we'll talk to Kohzuki, which is Bray. Kohzuki-san.
What's the matter?
Nothing, really. You were wearing a frown, so I was wondering what you were thinking about.
Did we find out? No, we didn't find out if she was a werewolf. She wanted to elope with us, and then we got stuck on an infinite train and got sedated. And that was like the big twist with her, was when we travel back in time at the end of it, retained our memories, just us, me and Boob Belt. But also, we seem to meet like two mysterious individuals. Well, we overheard two mysterious individuals as they drugged us and seemed to reset time. So it seems like there's some kind of game going on, or some kind of bet that's going on between two mysterious individuals about all of this. Like we're part of some grand experiment that's going on. Seemed to be the implication we got from Boob Belt's ending.
I was wondering what you were thinking about.
Honesty is a virtue.
Excuse me?
You should just be honest and say, I'm bored.
Oh, sorry.
But thanks.
Excuse me?
Shouldn't you be more creative with your questions, boy?
Why did you thank me? I ignored Togi-san and rephrased.
I thanked you because you chose to talk to me, instead of that person behind you who's purposely putting on a bored face.
She's talking about you, Kan-chan.
Huh? Me?
No, not you. Then it must be Fuma.
I think I look the busiest around here.
What we're doing at the moment is this is when we're scouting out the edge of the area using the app on Fuma's phone.
Give that to me. Togi-san snatched the phone away from Fuma's hand.
They're not in there. What's not in there?
Fuma looked as if he regretted saying anything, but it was too late.
I'm a guy. Of course I'd own a few nude pictures. Maybe many nude pictures in my collection. Right, Yuda?
What?
Why would you... Fuma. What?
Fucking anime.
I looked away and whistled.
You're betraying me? Togi-san, give me back my phone.
Wait, not yet. I was just about to set your home screen with a pretty selfie of myself. Fuma snatched his phone back with no hesitation.
Hey, look, there's a bend coming up. It's curving up to the north. It's so obvious you were just trying to change the topic. But it's a point of interest. Hurry, let's go.
13-year-old boy wrote this with no editor.
We were working on the Higashi Odori.
Which I think just means Odori means road.
Kurumi-san didn't wait for our response, but began running in the direction Fuma pointed. I was still impressed at how fast she could run in those shoes of hers.
It's a shrine? Okay, I think... No, it's not gonna... Taiki Shrine, yeah. What's gonna be different this time around? Don't let me skip.
Wait up, wait up! Togi-san grabbed hold onto Kurumi-san's collar, preventing her from dashing off again.
Ow, what do you think you're doing? Cough, cough.
What do you think you're doing? That's what I was just about to say. You were about to run straight through the middle. The middle is reserved for the guards. Us lowly humans must walk on the sides. I must spank bad girls like you. Spank? She wasn't a child anymore. Although the picture was somewhat appealing.
Fancy you speaking about manners.
Fuma grumbled as he walked under the torii, walking on the side of the path. We followed suit. And, Togi-san who's big on manners, why aren't you coming? I'll wait here. Don't worry about me. You just go on ahead.
So I guess all of this, like, not being afraid to walk on hollow grounds thing is just all in Togi's head now. Like, now that we know the truth about her, that she's like a vampire. Like, not a legendary vampire. A realistic genetic vampire. STD pie. Yes, exactly.
What's the matter? You're behaving out of character. I'm not too good in places like this. Places like this? Shrines? Did you have a bad experience? Boy, I've got a favor to ask of you. If you hold my hand and say, "Come with me," maybe I can go with you. Okay. Please, in exchange, I'll do anything you say once. Well, okay then, give me your hand.
Come on, this is all the same as before.
Fuma, you go first, because this is embarrassing. Togi-san glared at Fuma, who was grinning from ear to ear at the spectacle.
Of course I won't, Togi-chan-san. I have to watch this. It's too good to pass up.
If you don't go quickly, I'll tell Shion-chan you think she has big hips. Fuma left at the speed of a bullet. Boy, we are finally alone.
I think it's all the boys that made me give Togi-san this voice. I think what it reminds me of is what's the guy from Yu-Gi-Oh? Maximilian Pegasus.
Yugi boy. Escort me gently, please, or I will be very cross with you. All right, my lady, come with me. We ran through the torii, hand in hand. Togi-san let go once we entered the grounds safely. As I watched her run after the others, I found myself missing her touch.
So maybe that's where the difference was we decided to talk to Shion-chan this time around rather than talk to Togi. I think we're gonna get a weird conversation here now because of our earlier choice.
The perimeter runs...
I've lost Heian-chan's voice. Because it's like high-pitched, but it's not as raspy as Fuma's. So it's like...
The perimeter... The perimeter runs through the Tsukaba Botanical Gardens.
Oh yeah, there it is. There's a bit more joy in it.
At some point, we should figure out the exact perimeter. But for today, our main objective is to get a general idea of how large an area the radar covers. Investigating the botanical gardens could be done another day. How about that? That's fine with me. Okay, it's decided then. By the way, Kirya-kun, about the talk we were having just now. Now, what conversations did we have last time? I think last time we were here... No, the very first time we were here, we had a conversation about Noah from the Bible, like Noah from Noah's Ark, and how he might be an albino. That was a very, very strange conversation. It was the first sign that things were gonna get weird in this game.
Just now?
You know, Fuma's thing.
Oh, we're talking about Fuma's new pictures?
Just say it.
That's mean. You're trying to make me say it. You're trying to trick a poor, delicate girl into saying it.
The porn.
Yeah, that. Shi-chan, you never dirty your own hands.
What about the Fuma porn? Yuta,
Yuta, stop it. You're making it sound like I'm a porn star.
ew, no thanks.
Exactly. Is it true that all boys have a collection? Ooh, you're interested in that, Shi-chan? You're secretly perverted, are you? No, I'm not. Have you seen any before, Kurumi-san?
You're in college. What do you mean? You've never seen porn? What? Who are you people?
I had a lot of male friends back home.
Dang, Ken didn't even need the porn.
Bugs hide things under rocks. Squirrels hide things in trees. Boys hide things under their beds, or they make a folder in their computer and give it a serious name and collect sexy things inside. It's pretty easy to find once you get the hang of it.
Dang. Ken's out there collecting all the porn. Ken don't need no forest porn.
Fuma and I shivered in terror.
Boys.
Togi-chan just leaves hers all over the floor. She says it's okay, because no one will visit her room anyway.
Yogi-san looked everywhere but at us. Oi.
So, she just leaves porn lying all over the floor, but apparently she's still a virgin and becomes very bashful if we're forward with her?
This is a problem. Why?
Because I've just discovered a whole new world I haven't seen with my own eyes before. Good lord, Shion.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
But if I ask you, Fuma, to show me your collection, you'll never let me at it, would you?
No, I won't, to put it directly.
That's a problem. Kirya-kun.
I began shaking my head before she could finish her sentence.
Kirya, I don't know. If a girl wants to watch porn with you, I feel like you really shouldn't turn her down.
Kurumi-san, I command you, do it. Yes, ma'am, search and destroy.
No! Oh, stop it, Shion-chan. You shouldn't trespass men's sacred grounds.
But
Yogi-san whispered in Kohzuki-san's ear in a loud voice, in a voice loud enough for us to hear. I'll choose a few mild goodies from my collection and lend them to you. Hi. With that, Kohzuki-san and me and Fuma went silent, and peace returned.
Well, at least this is a less weird conversation than how Noah from the Bible might have been an albino. Might have had albinism. Because that was a really fucking weird conversation, full of weird pseudoscience. At least this is theoretically a conversation people would have. If they were weird aliens in college who'd never seen porn or had sex before. Yeah, that's all the same as last time.
I think the next bend is coming up soon.
My feet are killing me.
Is it a shrine? Looks like it.
Yep, another shrine. Can we skip through this? No, we can't. Anything gonna change? Pay our respects again. No, yep.
I'm throwing in 15 yen for better relations. Shion-chan, Shion-chan.
That's how I should get into voice for Teian. That's the right.
Shion-chan, Shion-chan.
Better relations?
I'm counting on you too, Kumanus. Kumanus? Kumanus?
Kurumi-san bowed toward the pair of Kamenu, statues of guardian dogs, before she threw her coins into the offertory box. She clapped her hands together twice, according to custom. Yep, Shion-chan. Yep. Togi's gonna keep pursuing the I'll do anything once thing.
Yukun, Togi-chan, you two seem kinda close ever since we left Saki Shrine. You were holding hands just now, too.
Kurumi-san peered into my face suspiciously. Ouch. I had walked behind everyone else, hoping they wouldn't notice. But I guess that didn't work. Nothing escaped Kurumi-san's eyes.
You can try to hide it, but you can't trick me. Hey, look at this, it's pretty interesting.
Umi yelled out. Everyone's attention went to the information board he was reading. I walked up to him and clapped a hand on his shoulder, and I spoke in a low voice only he could hear. Thanks, man.
You owe me one. What's this? The name Ichinoya, First Arrow, comes from the legend of a warrior named Tomonaga. He used 3 arrows to hunt a 3-legged bird. The first 2 arrows failed to hit the target. This land is said to be the place where the first arrow fell. I didn't know that was the origin of the name.
Now, I've completely lost Kane's voice again.
Look, the perimeter bends here, towards southwest.
You're telling us Belt Boobs is a werewolf? I would like to know more about her past and her family and her history. Yeah. It is now completely unambiguous that Pointy Tooth is a vamp. Yeah. Well, I guess we're following her route, so we're going to find out the most about her this time. Tracing the perimeter, come on, shrine. Okay, time for another weird conversation.
Heian-chan thinks
Kurumi-san suddenly started.
it would be nice if someone tried looking for us, too.
What do you mean?
It's like we're the contestants of someone's secret collection.
Oh,
It's like we're the contents of someone's secret collection.
oh, we're going to relate our situation to being in porn. That's an interesting way of thinking about things, KN.
If only there was someone like Shi-chan who was curious enough to open it to find us. But someone needs to know that we're hidden in the first place. How do we solve that problem? Sorry, I'm stuck on that part too. It's alright. We're all together now to figure something out. But that's a good point you made just now. Getting someone to find us. We might need external help to get out of this problem. So we could work on it from both sides, internally and externally.
I didn't think it would be hard to find someone as curious as Shion-chan, though.
By the way, Mayuzumi-san, about your offer just now.
Oh ho, I was hoping you would ask.
I was just curious if you were going to find me something mild for starters. What's strong? Hey, Shadowed Firecat, good to see you. Thanks for the first time chat.
And yeah, it is like a 13-year-old boy wrote this game. Yeah, definitely. My ears perked up.
I guess that depends how bare they go.
You mean?
If it's just clothes off, it's mild. If the skin comes off too, it's strong?
What the fuck is in your collection, Togi? Do you have snuff films in your collection? What the fuck? I know you're a vampire, but what the fuck?
By the way, my goodies are all uncensored. Are you interested in the strong ones? I've got more of those. I could lend you a few.
I'll take the mild version, thanks. Togi-chan, I want to see the strong version.
Ooh, Keion-chan, I knew you would understand. How should I put this? The excitement of seeing something you shouldn't.
Hehe.
What's this? What's this?
The next turn is coming up.
We got the achievement Seeking the Unknown.
And now I believe we're gonna meet some other guy who's visiting the shrines at the same time. Oh, yeah, we can skip all through this. That was all the same. That's good. All the same here. Oh, yep. Here's where they start eating bugs. Okay, and now we couldn't sleep, I think, and then we end up on an overpass and accidentally meet Togi there, and now she's asking us about, whether we think, yeah. Which would you call it, boy? Which would you prefer to tie you down? We've answered both of these, answers before, so it doesn't really matter which one we pick this time around, I don't think. But she's also about to ask us about, hey, Electo, good to see you. Thanks for the first time chat. Good to finally have you catch one of my streams. I'm normally a PNG tuber, but for Storytime Saturdays, I turn my... Actually, I can show you over here. I'm just chatting. This is my normal PNG tuber. But, yeah, when we're playing the game, I have it off so everyone can read all of the text that's going on and stuff on screen. Ah, thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, I am very cute. Handsome, cute, and sexy cool, as they say. But yeah, as we were saying, so she's about to ask us about that one wish she gave us for holding her hand earlier. I guess we'll call it a bond. And then just skip through all of that. We're doing, like, the third route now. That's why we're skipping through a lot of this, because we've seen it already twice now.
Yukon, are you thinking I should dress more conservatively so I don't draw attention?
No, because that would be an abhorrent way of thinking about the world. Alright, and now, yeah, we're hanging out with, Shion, and, like, a class of, like, kindergartners walks by, and they think that we're on a date. I guess if we're trying to court for a girl, we should say yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and then she does some weird analogy about tearing up paper. Oh, and we meet Blonde Girl again, but she's already forgotten us this time. Which is when we realize that she's not going to remember us. Oh, and now we've had a time skip, and Shion's disappeared for 2 months. Oh, and someone broke the rocket, which we found out in another route was, Togi. Oh, and then they meet up again at the Botanical Gardens. Okay. Well, thank you for stopping by, Elector. Always good to see you, and thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Now we've lost KN. I guess we'll go with... We'll stay with... I guess we want to try and spend as much time with, Kohzuki as possible. Who should go find Fuma? Togi-san should go. This time we will spy on them, because I actually want to see this conversation again. Or not. You could just stop fast-forwarding. That would be great.
1 week picaresque.
A few days later, I received a message on my phone. Can I meet you at our usual place alone? It was from Kohzuki-san.
After Kurumi-san, Togi-san, and Kohzuki-san had presented their theories on IMA. Oh, that's right. They all ended up. Then at the very end of the Botanical Gardens thing, we end up voting for which theory we think is best. So here's where the story really branches, but I don't know what it actually affects as to which one we pick, but I'm guessing that we ended up picking Kozuki-san's this time around. Presented their theories on IMA, we decided to vote on which theory sounded closest to the truth. Kurumi-san's theory was herd behavior. The main herd will reject those who do not fit in. Yogi-san thought IMA was caused by virus infection. Of the three, Kozuki-san's was the most startling, but in the end, we chose hers. But how are we gonna fix the problem?
Kurumi-san had asked.
Kozuki-san had replied, give me a week to figure it out.
There was still time left till the week was out. I figured the invitation, wasn't about the solution. But why me, alone? I didn't have any idea, so I put on my shoes, feeling like a child told to attend extra classes. It's been a while since I've seen her alone. Suddenly, I felt light on my feet. I left the dorm.
You came alone as requested. Very good.
As soon as I reached the second floor of the Hirasuna Community Center, Kozuki-san welcomed me in a good mood.
Kiriha-kun, what's the secret password?
Huh? Was there one? Did I forget? I searched my memories, worried I might have missed something from the last meeting, but Kozuki-san just chuckled.
There isn't one, so you answered correctly. Kiriha-kun, you're such an open book. I can see why Mayuzumi-san says you're fun to tease. And I can also see why Kurumi-san claims you make her feel safe like a teddy bear.
I didn't know they had those opinions of me.
I've got the same opinion as them, too.
Kozuki-san, you look happy. Did something good happen?
Yes. And you, Kiriha-kun, look like a child forced to attend extra classes. So I'm right?
Just partly.
Partly? Tell me more. What else did you feel about coming here to meet me?
I couldn't say I looked forward to being alone with her. That's not important, is it? So I avoided answering the question.
Well then, why don't we talk about something that is important? You came here without any assumptions after receiving my invitation, but... what if this very moment something happened that wiped you off the face of the earth, and I decided not to tell anybody about it, so no one would ever know what happened?
That's a weird thing to bring up apropos of nothing. Kozuki-san talked so fast I almost panicked to catch up. And when I thought about what she said, I figured the context was something to panic about. You're joking, right?
Partly.
And the other part?
How unfair. Kiriha-kun, you didn't answer me when I asked the same question. Are you expecting me to answer you? Never mind. You came here because of me after all, so I'll tell you. I was partly joking, and partly just being mean. That's right, I wanted to be mean.
Kozuki-san repeated her words as if she was savoring them. That's unlike you.
Maybe, but I'm going to make that likely of me. I'm going to change. That's going to be me from now on. Haha, call me Shion the Dark. Just kidding.
You're behaving like Togi-san.
Well done. She's the one that came up with the name.
I knew it.
I had a little talk with her about my plans. She said,
Whoa, Shion-chan, you bad girl. I can't simply call you Shion-chan anymore. That's pitch black. You're Shion the Dark from now on.
sounds like her?
That was so easy to imagine.
Wasn't it? You can call me Shion the Dark if you want. She's such a nerd. What a dork.
No thank you. I'm the second person to receive an invitation, am I? That meant she was probably going to talk about her plans the way she did with Togi-san.
Kiria-kun, are you sulking?
No, I'm not.
Then are you jealous?
I said...
Are you going to deny that, even if I want you to say that you are?
Alright, you wins, Shion the Dark. I lifted my hands in surrender, and Kohzuki-san smiled, satisfied. She was good at manipulating our group, which had several strong characters in it. If she decided to use her mind on a simple person like me, there was no way I could win.
Very good. Now that's over, I can safely say you, not partly but completely, feel like you've come to an... Now that it's over, can I safely say you, not partly but completely, feel like you've come to an extra class?
That was a confusing sentence to read. Thank you for that, bot.
I'll do my best to never attend again, ma'am. You're pretty formidable.
Huh. Now who's being mean?
Please, can you get to the point? Why did you ask me out here?
Kiria-kun, will you conquer the world with me?
Sorry, can you take me through the steps and explain, please?
Do you remember my theory on IMA?
About parallel worlds?
Yes, I believe there are layers of parallel worlds within the perimeter of this restricted area.
Also, like, the government is, like, now taped off the, perimeter of the campus. For some reason, they're doing some big test.
I know it can be complicated, so I'll explain again. The University of Tsukuba may look the same, but it is in fact made of several layers of different parallel worlds. There are as many copies of the people that live within the grounds as there are layers that exist. But we are the exceptions that do not have copies. That's my theory. Every day at midnight, the five of us shift into a different parallel world where we never existed before.
So it is overnight. Like, at midnight is when people... That doesn't... That's specifically not how it works with Blonde Girl. Is Blonde Girl the exception? And for some reason, Yuta is just so thick-headed that he didn't notice that for some reason Blonde Girl forgets us like every 5 minutes rather than once a day? What about our sister? Didn't she forget us? No, she forgot us the day after.
Of course, the people in the new world wouldn't remember us, because they don't know who we are. And no matter what we do that day, as soon as midnight comes, we shift into a new world again, where we never existed. But because all these parallel worlds are so closely knitted together, physical objects that were affected remain affected in the other worlds.
Like the H2 rocket, right? That rocket, however, had returned back to its normal form the other day, as if nothing had happened.
Yes, that's right. I wanted to confirm that even if a change was made on a larger scale, it would be transferred to the other parallel worlds.
Aren't you going to tell me how you broke the rocket and how it was fixed?
Well, we know how the rocket was broken. It was Togi who did it, using her vampire powers.
Sorry, I can't, because I promised my ally it would be a secret. Putting aside the part where we broke it, it was unexpected that the rocket would return to its original form at that time. It was also unexpected that the inside would be hollow.
The inside?
Oh, that's right. You never got to see it.
No, sorry.
No need to apologize. That was completely unexpected from what I had theorized. So I too have decided to think, that's it. This is this, as in, it's a completely different factor.
I do?
I meant to imply you should think the same.
Huh. That was strange, but I wasn't going to press it for more information on that point. I was more interested in something else. What does that have to do with conquering the world?
You aren't very sharp. Guilt is always a product of the past, you know. You don't have guilt unless you've done something or decided to do something. It's like a heavy chain we drag with us from the past. But according to my theory, part of our past.
It would always be left in a different world.
Exactly. So now we are free of guilt, free to live and do whatever we want. If we wanted to be kings of the world, we could. Isn't that great? Isn't that great?
Yeah, kings of the world that get forgotten every single day, so it's not that great. No, it's not, Kohzuki-san, because the price is to be forgotten by the people we care about. I told her bluntly, as if pouring a bucket of ice over her heated words. It means nothing to be the king of the world if I'm going to remain forgotten by my sister. I meant it from the bottom of my heart, but it must have sounded offensive to Kohzuki-san. I lifted my head slowly, afraid I had angered her. To my surprise, I was met with a warm smile.
You're right. I think so too. I've lost many important people and memories with them. It might sound presumptuous, but probably more than you, Kiria-kun, since you've only been here less than a year. It's sad, unfair, and I can't let this go on forever.
And why did you?
That's why I asked for a week. Because I'm not a good person like you, Kiria-kun. If something is taken away from me, and I grovel and go through pain to get it back, I can't be happy when it is given back to me. I need to punish whoever got me in that predicament in the first place. At first, that was the main reason I left you all. The culprit never came after me, even when I broke the rules. If there was a culprit, it makes no sense to fix the rocket at that timing.
If you believe people are watching you, and are going to do something if you break these rules, then you break the rules.
Maybe there aren't people watching you, Shion. Maybe you're just being paranoid. Maybe those people don't actually exist.
I mean, we kind of know that they do, because when we tried to elope with Boot Belt, we got stuck on that infinite train, and they reset everything. So I'm assuming those are the people she thinks are watching us, because they seem to be watching us. But she doesn't know that.
So that would mean IMA might not be caused by somebody, but the world itself. If that's the case, who am I supposed to punish? You, Kiria-kun?
Don't vent your anger on me, please.
See? So the best thing I could do is do whatever I please, and mess things up as much as I can with the rules this world has. It's my way of getting back at the situation. But if no one is there to witness my revenge, that would mean it never happened in the first place. So, Kiria-kun, that's where you come into play. Do you mind?
I guess not. In truth, I did mind, but I was intrigued by her idea. IMA had caused us pain, but it had its merit. Kohzuki-san was trying to say, instead of being depressed about it, we should use the situation as much as we could to profit ourselves.
One must imagine Sisyphus happy.
If that, in the end, helped us get back at whoever got us into this situation, although it might be God or Destiny's doing, that would be something worth doing.
Kiria-kun, I'm glad I talked to you. When I asked Mayuzumi-san, she said,
"That's inconsiderate," and insisted, "Ask the boy to be your accomplice for things like that." Togi-san.
So, Kiria-kun, are you in?
What if I refuse?
I'll just cry, out in the open. The only people that will remember it the next day would be just me and you anyway.
Did you cry when Togi-san rejected you? Kohzuki-san smiled amusedly when I asked her the question.
No, I think I smiled, the way I'm smiling now, and I told her, "Thanks for pushing me in the right direction."
So I have no place to run.
No, you don't. That's the first step I had to take to conquer the world. Now that you've agreed, half my ambitions have been accomplished.
That must be a real small world you're trying to conquer.
It's only the area within the borders that have parallel layers. It's the only world we can observe and conquer. Of course it's small. But it's also a world worth conquering. And it's also irreplaceable. Or at least, that's what I think. Was that too much?
She suddenly turned shy at the very end. It was the second time today I had felt completely at her mercy. Shall we begin our meeting then? We only have so much time left till your week is up.
You mean?
Of course I will help you. If I don't attempt revenge at the least, my sister will get mad at me for when we get back to our world.
Really? Huh.
Wait, why are you crying? I agreed to help.
Sorry. I just didn't expect that you would agree to my plan. I was so surprised. I've never really had much experience asking for something from someone else. Can you imagine what I was like when I was a child?
I guess a good girl that was academically bright?
I thought so. The truth is, I couldn't stand it when everyone thought of me that way. But because that was how everyone saw me, that's what I ended up being. The bad girl inside me never got to express herself. She never got to exist because everyone said she didn't. But now, Kiria-kun, you saw my bad side, and yet you accepted me. That's why I'm crying.
We saw your bad side? What
Let's just let this play out, guys. So thank you. And I may be asking for too much, but I haven't done something bad for a very long time. So I need you to help me think. Where should I start? I don't have enough experience breaking the rules, so I don't have a clue where to start.
You speak as if I'm very good at being bad.
You're agreeing with me to go ahead with this plan?
I can't really win a debate with you, can I?
Do you think so? If you spend your lifetime trying, you might someday. Why don't you try?
Maybe I would after IMA was over. But spending a lifetime? Did she mean? I realized I was trying to read more into her words than what she meant, and quickly brushed the idea aside. So, about breaking the rules, what exactly do you want to do?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I guess I just want to feel I'm doing something terrible.
Let's murder someone.
I guess that person would stay murdered. But let's not murder someone. You do understand how I view the world, don't you?
Only what you can observe exists, right? If you can bend whatever you see to your will, it would mean you have conquered it.
That's right. Kiria-kun, you're beginning to understand me very well.
Alright, let's think about all the bad things we could do. How about stealing stuff, or eating a meal and leaving without paying, or... As I brainstormed, I lifted my head to see Kohzuki-san retreating to the back wall. Kohzuki-san? She winced when I called her name.
Sorry. It's not like I was shocked you could come up with such dirty, dark suggestions, Kiria-kun. It's not that at all. Stealing things and dining and dashing aren't exactly dirty, dark suggestions. Who are you, Shion? Why does everyone here have the brain of like a small child?
She looked completely put off by my ideas, and not by just a little, judging from the way she edged away. You're the one that vandalized the H2 rocket. What's the big deal?
That was inevitable. It was something that I went along with, and it wasn't my idea to begin with. I didn't even lay a finger on it. It was someone else, blah blah blah.
I couldn't hear what she was mumbling at the end. She was too far. For all I knew, maybe she really was saying blah blah blah, knowing I couldn't hear. So you're trying to say crime is a bit too much to start with, right?
I mean, it's not good to steal or break something that belongs to someone else. I was relieved that the rocket was fixed too, even though it went against my theory.
I'll think of something milder. Please come back.
Ahem.
Kohzuki-san coughed once to regain her composure, came back and took her seat.
Okay, I can do this. Show me how bad you can be, Kiryu-kun.
I feel like the worst criminal to walk the earth right now. I could see why Togi-san refused to go along with it. If she was the one who made the suggestions, Kohzuki-san would probably pass out. We've had pretty nasty conversations before, haven't we? You seemed alright at the time, Kohzuki-san.
Saying it and doing it are two different things. It's nerve-wracking to think I'd be doing it myself, for myself.
Is it really? How about this? We could fish the koi in Matsumi Net Lake and eat them. It's something that could get us expelled in the real world, but now...
We can't be mean to other living creatures. I feel sorry for them, and Kurumi-san will get mad at us.
Okay. How about waking up late and drinking and smoking all day, and then going to gamble our money away?
Do you think you and I would have fun doing that?
Probably not. The only fun bit would be waking up late.
I thought so. Besides, we have to take care of our health.
I leaned forward and stuck my hand under her hat and ruffled her hair. It felt silky and nice to touch.
That's weird to ruffle someone's hair while they're wearing a hat.
What? What was that? What's the matter, Kiryu-kun? Why are you suddenly so forward? I'm not ready for this.
Kohzuki-san, I hope you stay the way you are. I feel like a dirty, nasty son of a gun when I'm with you.
A dirty, nasty son of a gun? What are we, 100 years old?
I haven't even done anything yet, but I feel like I've done something terrible to you.
Let me ask you instead, how far are you willing to go?
How about ignoring curfew?
Curfew? I didn't even know that still applied.
Maybe not, but it's still a rule I go by. My home was pretty strict when it came to curfew. I only knew what my room looked like at midnight. I had no idea what outside was like. I'm free to do what I please now, but I'm still afraid to walk around at night. Because it feels like I'm doing something wrong.
Wow. Shion, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of messed up. That you feel like guilty for walking around at night.
Maybe I won't be so scared if you're by my side. Just maybe.
A walk around at night? That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
But, Kiryu-kun, we have to do something bad.
Of course. There just isn't any point to wandering around mindlessly at night, so how about this? We'll sneak into the library after it's closed. We always get shut out after the closing announcement. We don't really know what it's like after it's closed, do we? If we sneak in when we aren't allowed to, it might feel like we're in a whole new world we aren't supposed to be in.
I see. Kiryu-kun, you can be pretty bad, hey?
Miss, you give me too much credit. We chuckled.
Let's kill time till the night and head for the library then. It's Yu-kun and Shi-chan. We don't have a meeting today. What are you doing here?
We were at the convenience store.
The convenience store? You know, that convenience store. Let's all go to the convenience store.
We were at the convenience store, buying snacks and hot toddies.
Hot toddies? I'm gonna have to look that word up. What the fuck is a hot toddy? Hot toddy. Okay, I'm getting recipes for hot toddies, but it doesn't tell me exactly what the fuck a hot toddy is. It seems to be some kind of drink. Okay, here's an ad, a recipe from... they've got those stupid, No, I don't want your cookies. Okay, so it's some kind of alcoholic drink with brandy, whiskey, or rum, honey, and lemon juice.
Why the hell would we be buying hot toddies?
We were at the convenience store buying snacks and hot toddies so we could spend our time comfortably in the library when we bumped into Kurumi-san. Oh, we were just... I thought it would be okay to tell Kurumi-san since she was one of us when Kohzuki-san pulled at my sleeve. I glanced at her and she lifted her finger to her lips.
Aha! So it's a little secret between you two? Oh, I envy you.
No, it's nothing like that. We just bumped into each other when we came to shop. And it was just a coincidence, too.
Unidentified bioweapon.
Thank you for the cringe, double bag.
Heian-chan's super nice. Ciao. Heian-chan's super nice. So she'll pretend she didn't notice Yukon's basket has enough drinks for two, and Shi-chan's basket has enough bread for two. Yukon's really nice, so he probably thought he would carry the heavier basket, but... if you wanted to be convincing, maybe you should have divided the two equally.
I didn't have a good comeback, and Kohzuki-san slapped a palm to her forehead.
So, can I come along with you two? If you aren't going to be doing anything you should be ashamed of? It should be okay, right? That's...
Kohzuki-san looked flustered when someone's phone rang.
Oh, it's mine. Togi-chan?
Kurumi-san answered and began talking on the phone. After a minute, she cut the phone and turned our way.
Togi-san says she was teasing Fuma and he got sulky. She wants me to play with him instead. It's Togi-san's asking, so of course I'll do that for her. I'll check you guys later.
So it looks like Togi's being our wingman.
Next, Kohzuki-san's phone buzzed and she took out her phone. She frowned when she looked at the screen, then she passed it over to me. It was an email from Togi-san. Be grateful to me. Be grateful to me. From Togi. We're being watched.
Being watched by everyone.
Her poses are just...
Hehe. Shi-chan. We promised we'd let you have Yukon for a week. Since we can't play Gooseberry, you might as well make the most of it.
What is this? Is she supposed to be like suddenly British or something? Can't play Gooseberry. What the fuck does that mean? You were not drunk enough for this? And you are rather drunk. Okay, let's look up play Gooseberry. What the fuck does play Gooseberry mean? Idiom, UK informal. Yeah, okay, it is a UK term. Be an unwanted third person who is present when two other people, especially two people having a romantic relationship, want to be alone. Too much and unnecessary. So it means to be a third wheel. What a weird fucking choice of phrase. Either like they were using some kind of like British translation software or dictionary, or they translated our British and didn't think it was strange to write play Gooseberry.
Did we make such a promise? If you're going to be Shion the Dark, you've got to move forward fearlessly. Wait, who spread that embarrassing name around? It's already circulated around the world, you can observe.
Kurumi-san smiled mischievously. I took Kohzuki-san's hand and pulled her away before she suggested the bad thing we were going to do was slap Togi-san around.
You can. Have fun, you two.
Kurumi-san waved and I waved back. But have fun with what exactly? Now I was wondering what I was supposed to do with Kohzuki-san's hand, which was now in mine. We weren't quite holding hands since I grabbed onto her, but it wasn't as if she wasn't holding onto me, either. We walked away to the National Central Library, awkwardly. It was past 7 in the evening. It was a holiday today, so the library would close at 8. Our plan was to slip into the library before it closed and hide. Maybe the security guard would catch us, but that was alright. We had nothing to lose, and even if we did, we could just take the experience with us and try again. It was our first try. There were only a few people around in the library. Now the library was near closing time. Now, what shall we do?
Let's walk around and see if we can find some place to hide in.
I guess it's better not to stay on the ground floor then. It's close to the exit, so there will be a lot of people going in and out.
Kirya-kun, we're on the second floor.
That was right. The entrance we used on the pedestrian deck, which was raised. There were several other similar-looking exits, and I often got confused. Then, I guess we should head up. The staff probably use the ground floor often anyway.
Third floor it is.
I hope that it's going to be like important that the fact that like there's this, you walk in on the second floor, because otherwise, why would you even bother adding that useless bit of dialogue? Kohzuki-san ushered me forward. We headed towards the third floor. The third floor was arts and humanities. There were fewer people than on the second floor, but at a desk set in the middle, there were two people having a heated discussion. Oh, whoa, who are you? Haven't seen you guys before. Whoa, those are some crazy designs. What have we got going on here? We got like a hat, giant red eyes. I don't even know what to describe this. It's like a nun dress, like without a habit, but it's got like, I don't know, that raised collar. I guess it's more like Victorian, like a nanny would have in Victorian times. What do they call them? Governesses. Is that the word? And you are very small and dark. That's about all I got for you. A conservative lady in a blue dress and a small girl garbed in black. Something about this expression doesn't say conservative lady to me. Or the fact that she's wearing a hat inside.
What?
How do I say that? Ezikami?
Ezikami-senpai, I've always been just a reader, so I feel it wouldn't be my place to claim that I understand what the writer felt.
Do you think so?
To me, such reviews as a critic are just as creative, Kokoro-san. While you write them, your heart is definitely one of a writer's. If you deny that, I would feel sorry for the writer that is you. A writer in me?
Apparently, the lady in blue was named Azakami-san, and the girl in black was named Kokoro. I was curious as to how the conversation would continue, but I couldn't afford to stay and listen, or else we would never find a hiding spot in time. Let's go, Kohzuki-san.
Wait, Kirya-kun, I'm interested in what those two are saying.
Kohzuki-san looked serious, and I stopped and waited.
I'm sorry, I don't think I can feel the writer inside me. I suppose it isn't that easy to find and acknowledge the root of your creativity. But, Kokoro-san, I believe you already know that it isn't possible to move people by writing about something you don't understand. Yes, that's why I came to talk to you in the first place, senpai. Azikami-senpai, can I ask why you write? No, can I ask where the root of your writer's soul lies? For me, Kokoro-san, I simply don't want to die. Do you mean you want to be immortal? Oh, we have a friend who can help with that. If you need immortality, just get in bed with Togi. Azakami-san shook her head. People die twice. First, when their physical body dies. The second time is when everyone in the world forgets they ever existed. I'm afraid of the second death. When everyone in the world forgets you, that was the second time a person dies. I understand that fear, but like, nothing lasts forever. Like, and the people we do remember aren't remembered as the people they were, you know? Like Socrates and Plato, stuff like that. We don't really know that much about them as people. They're mostly just names and words now. Nothing of you as a person actually remains. I felt the hairs on the back of my neck stand up the moment I heard those words. I was sure Kohzuki-san felt the same. If that were true, then our situation with IMA would mean avoiding that was Azikami-sen. I keep tripping on this name.
Avoiding that was Azakami-san's hope. It was our hope, too. That conversation had my full concentration now.
There are many books here. So many that this building is overflowing with them. All these are records and memories left by people. We may never know what they look like or how their voices sound. Even if no one remembers their physical state, people will always remember their hearts because of their works. But you can't know someone's heart just through their works. You know, you can't understand an author just by reading their books. You don't know them any more than you know anyone else, really. All you know about them is that they put those words down on the page. You can't truly understand their intent. The author you think you understand is itself a creation of the work, not a representative of a real person. I think it's vanity to try and live forever, especially through like your works like that. If someone takes my book and reads it, a part of me lives again. That's what I aspire to become. That is the reason why I continue to write. What about you, Kokoro-san? Kokoro-chan placed her hands on her heart and fell silent.
She didn't look troubled, but instead she looked as if she was seriously having a talk with herself. She would probably find an answer to the question in time.
Let's go, Kiriya-kun.
Kohzuki-san looked as if she were in a daze.
I feel giddy, like I'm overwhelmed. If what she said is true, every single book here is a shout saying, "Forget me not." Oh, that's the subtitle of the game.
I looked around at the books that filled the space. I had always thought they were pieces of information printed on a sack of paper. But now, each of them looked like an epitaph. I felt a shiver run down my spine.
For God's sakes, they are. That's all they are. Is piece of information printed on a sack of paper. They aren't epitaphs. You don't write to live forever. That's a vain folly. Are you scared too, Kiriya-kun? But how about thinking this way? We aren't alone. There are millions of people that have the same wish, and each time someone like that lady just now opens a book, a wish comes true. That gives us some hope, doesn't it?
Hope. The speakers announced the library was going to close soon. The lady in blue and the girl in black chatted amiably as they walked past us to the exit downstairs. We didn't find our hiding spot in the end.
It's all right. We learned something valuable instead.
Kohzuki-san smiled, and I nodded back. We left the library too.
Wow, you guys gave up really quick. I don't want to go home yet. Without doing anything, though. It's our date, after all.
This is a date? Somewhere along the way, the objective had changed.
Isn't it? I thought I made it obvious, since I invited you alone. Even Kurumi-san said so, didn't she?
I should have dressed for the occasion. Kohzuki-san giggled.
It's okay. You just stay the way you are. Or are you going to change the way you treat me, now that this is called a date? I don't approve of such behavior.
I'll remember that, I replied sheepishly. Kohzuki-san looked satisfied.
Okay. Now, for the rest of the date.
So it's official now, is it?
Can I make a suggestion? I thought about it just now when we were walking around. Let's do something on a bigger scale. Let's conquer the planet.
The planet Earth?
Yes, just the two of us. We'll play within the world. It's going to be fun. We won't be breaking any rules, though, don't worry.
We won't be when we're going to conquer the Earth?
I've done it in the afternoon before, but I haven't tried it at night yet. It should be exciting.
You've done it in the afternoon before?
Oh, Kiriya-kun, you don't have to be surprised all the time.
Kohzuki-san pouted as she watched my eyes go wide.
course I'd be surprised. Can you explain what you mean?
It's easier to just show you. Come with me.
Observation in blue.
Well, let's take a quick little break there. Get up, have a stretch. Let's go over to just chatting. Get up, have a stretch, walk around, get a drink, and do what needs to be done. I will see you all in about 5 minutes. Okay? See you then. And we're back. We'll just stay and just chatting for a few minutes while we wait for everybody to get back to their seats, get in position. Have a bit of a sing-along while we wait.
I don't know what Mars is. I don't know what Mars is. But I was never there. I was never there. I don't know what Mars is. I don't know what Mars is. And I was never there. I was never there.
We had a similar thought. We do have another song that we can sing now. This one comes to us straight from Tracy from Outer Spacey.
Say my name, it's Bobby De Niro. Meet the parents' hero. But I say my name.
It's a little quieter, but it is a good song. I'll sing it this time with her. We'll have a duet.
Say my name, say my name.
It's Bobby De Niro. Meet the parents' hero. But I say my name.
Alright then, let's get back into the game. And it's good to see you, Bruxus. Glad you could join us. Okay, we've just started some new chapter. We're about to romance Beret, finally. And apparently we're going to conquer the entire planet.
About half an hour later, we were at the Geospatial Information Authority of Japan, which was not far from the university.
You've been lurking, popping in and out? Well, it is good to see you in chat, and I do appreciate you lurking.
It was closed, but we were able to enter its grounds. Before us, there was an airplane. It was a small propeller aircraft.
Yes, back in the day, there were no satellites, so they would take pictures from the sky on a plane and draft maps by hand. Unlike a normal plane, there's a small window in the plane's belly so it can take pictures of the land.
It's funny, nearly all the scenes in this game look the same. They certainly don't look like they were purposefully taken for this game. I feel like they've just taken pictures from some kind of royalty-free library and stitched them together to try and make a game. Oh, but not before lazily slapping a very basic Photoshop filter over everything.
Wow.
This place, the GSI, is in charge of all the maps made in Japan. It's the place used to check and record land changes.
Kohzuki-san pointed her finger to the white parabola antenna and then lifted her finger up to the clear night sky.
Par for the course for these things? Yes.
It also observes outer space. It's one of my favorite places. It's unfortunate the Science Museum of Map and Survey is closed now, but today we have a different objective.
To play with the world, right?
Right.
Kohzuki-san happily led the way, and I followed. I soon knew what she was talking about.
I see what? I see a big tower, and is this the world? Are we standing on top of the world?
Do you see now, Kirya-kun?
Kohzuki-san stood on top of Japan, spreading her arms wide. At that moment, she did indeed look like she had conquered the world. There, under her feet, was a large globe built in the ground. It was a dome-shaped model of the world around Japan.
It's 22 meters wide, about 1/2000th.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3.
1/200,000th in scale. It's the same as observing the land from a height of 300 kilometers above. Come here, Kirya-kun.
I walked to her and climbed the blue hill. We both sat down in the middle of Honshu.
How do you feel now that you've played with the world?
The maps printed on the globe were surprisingly detailed. There were even the names of districts in each town. The curve of the structure made me aware the Earth was indeed round. It feels pretty good. I feel like a giant.
Fun, isn't it? By the way, my home is probably just under your bottom.
Oh, sorry. Kohzuki-san chuckled and stopped me from getting up.
The stars are out tonight. Let's stay here and talk for a while. This is our land now.
That's a very peaceful way of taking over the world.
Suits us, doesn't it?
I nodded in silence. When I was small,
I wanted to become an astronaut. I wanted to see the universe with my own eyes. But when I started to study, I learned how vast the universe is. I gave up.
why? That's a shame.
Because there's a radius of over 495 million light years worth of space that we are aware of. That means it would take 495 million years to reach the end of the universe, even if we travel at the speed of light. The universe is too large, light is too slow, and our lives are too short. If I went on a journey to see the end of the universe, my life would be over before I saw even 1% of it. So I decided to observe from here. Because if I stay here, at least I get to see the light the universe sends from 495 million light years away. It's strange, but we can learn about a bigger world by staying in the same spot.
I see. No, maybe I don't.
When I stare at outer space, sometimes I get afraid because I feel how short and small my life is. When that happens, I come here. I can forget that I'm a tiny, tiny life form when I'm here.
That's why you love this place?
That's right. Kiria-kun, aren't you interested in astrophysics?
I am, but I admit I don't think I'm very good at it. I scratched my head because I knew she'd seen right through me. Well, it was one time in middle school when there was a tricky question in our science test.
Tell me about it.
On Earth, it is impossible to maintain linear motion in a straight line for a long distance. Why?
Because there's air on Earth and there's resistance?
I wrote that answer too. I was so confident. The answer was, because the Earth is round. If we moved in a straight line, we wouldn't be on Earth anymore. When I saw the answer, I was flabbergasted they expected me to think on an astrophysical scale.
Ha ha ha, that is a tricky question. That would have been my guess, would have been the curvature of the Earth prevents us from moving in a straight line. I don't see why air resistance would necessarily affect our ability to maintain a straight line.
And after that, I just avoided physics. But if I had taken the test here, right now, maybe I would have got the answer right.
Hey, Sungats, good to see ya. How you going? How's your weekend going? How's your Saturday going? I guess it's probably just starting for you. Or maybe your Friday's just ending? Kiria-kun, why don't we talk about quantum theory? Oh, good. Yes, let's talk about quantum theory. I'm sure this won't infuriate me in the slightest. Let's get scientific in here.
Why so suddenly?
I'm just hoping you'd like physics again. I'm not going to be very scientific. Oh, good. Yeah, definitely don't be scientific. It's a nice story, I promise. According to quantum theory, all elementary particles have several possibilities. But once it has been observed, it remains the way it was observed.
You're not even sure yourself? You took an unexpected nap, did you? Well, that can always be very confusing as to
Maintaining a sense of time and what day it is. That's not it doesn't remain forever that way, I don't think. Now you got me second guessing myself, game.
Is that where you got your policy of observing things?
Aoba is written as blue leaves. Seishun is written as blue spring. Ashashin is written as blue photograph. Kiriakun, all the words that have fresh, happy meanings to them have the color blue in them in kanji. Wouldn't it be nice if our future were painted blue?
That sounds nice, but I thought you were talking about quantum theory.
We are, kind of.
I couldn't tell what her intent was. She didn't seem to be talking mindlessly, however.
The Belgian author, Maeterlinck, felt the same way as we do. He wrote the story The Blue Bird, where the kingdom of the future was supposedly blue. If you made a wish there, it would come true, but the bird they take home from there turns into a normal bird the moment they take it home. It looks like a simple children's story, teaching a lesson that happiness doesn't come easy, but somehow I feel like there's a deeper meaning to it.
She didn't explain herself, but waited as if to urge me to think for myself. I thought about it for a minute, but then I signaled that I didn't have a clue.
Don't you see? I'll give you a hint. Let's say you've got superpowers and are able to run towards the future. What color would it be as you run?
Are we talking about like blue shifting and red shifting? I groaned. This wasn't a hint. It made things even more complicated. Maybe I could never understand what Kohzuki-san was trying to tell me if I didn't figure it out. First, it's difficult for me to imagine what you mean by running towards the future. And to ask me logically to think of an answer on top of that seems nearly impossible.
You really think so? I think you can do it. If light took shape in the form of waves, and the future is a source of light, that means that you would be colliding with several light particles when you run towards the future.
Yeah, we're talking about red shifting and blue shifting by the sounds of it.
When that happens, the frequency of light would of course become higher. I'll ask again, what color do you think the future is?
I exclaimed in surprise. The Doppler effect.
Bingo!
If I thought of it that way, it was easier. The sound of a siren from an ambulance would gradually turn higher as it came nearer. That meant that if light came closer, and if it had similar traits, the frequency of light would turn higher too. And colors of higher frequency were...
Blue!
blue.
In physics, it's called the blue shift. They say it is expected to occur when time travel is made possible.
But no, if we're the one moving, everything would be red-shifted to us. If we're the one moving towards the future, right? We would be blue-shifted, wouldn't we? Oh, I don't know, I don't care. Honestly, it's a... You brushed your teeth and laid in bed? Yeah, good for you, Devil Bird. We're apparently talking about physics right now, so... Honestly, this game... You have not earned the right to talk about physics, but you're going to do it anyway. Depends on what we're moving towards or away from. Yeah. You had to get in bed or you would have slept on the floor. Fair enough, fair enough. So, Kohzuki-san, are you trying to say... Even before modern physics was able to explain light, people from older times, like Maeterlinck, instinctively knew that the future was blue?
Close, but not quite. You're only partly right.
I must have looked disappointed. Kohzuki-san chuckled and began her explanation. No, we don't know what Fupa is. We know that, honestly, I don't know what we've learnt so far. We've just kind of hung out in a library, and now we're sitting on top of a globe. She wants to break the rules, but also doesn't want to do anything too bad, so... I don't know, this is... She seems pretty milquetoast, compared to the other two.
How about this thought? Even before people studied light in depth, the future had always been perceived as blue. So the elementary particles, which have many possibilities,
Turned blue.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a moment here. I'm just covering my, face with my hands. Is she saying that because we thought
that the future was blue because one guy somewhere wrote about a city of the future that was blue. She's now implying that we always thought of the future as blue. And then when we observe elementary particles, they turned blue some fucking... None of this makes any fucking sense whatsoever. Game. Go back to talking about genetically sexually transmitted vampires. You were more in your element there than you are here. What you were talking about is utter gibberish. Pseudoscientific woo that doesn't make even the slightest bit of sense. A topic about the future and the color blue linked back to quantum theory. I never doubted that Kohzuki-san had a plan to connect everything. Now that the mystery was solved, I still found myself impressed. You're impressed by this conversation? Oh boy.
See? Starting to have fun now?
No, I'm really not, Kohzuki-san. I'm not having fun with this conversation one little bit. It's making me mad.
Hey, Ginny! Hi, everyone. Welcome in.
Let me switch over to just chatting.
Halia, you're here too. It's great to see... And Peter? Hi, guys. Thanks for the raid.
I wasn't expecting that. We've been just reading through... Thank you for shouting Ginny out, Devilbird. Thank you for that. Yeah, pirate raid, exactly. Welcome in, everyone. I'm LJ Bray. My pronouns are they, them. Thank you for the follow, Peter and Halia. Thanks, you guys. Love you guys. Today's Storytime Saturday. We've been reading through, You thought you were following? Well, you are now, and that's all that counts. That's all that matters. Is that you're here now and you're following me now. Hi, Ginny. Hi. I don't know why I'm waving. It's not like you can see me waving at you, but I'm waving. Yeah, we've been reading through, on Saturdays, we've been reading through this visual novel for quite a time now, and it has gotten cringier and cringier the further we get. It is truly something else. Right now, we've been reading about some insane way of mangling quantum physics to try and fit into this story, and it's been honestly angering me. Yes, cringy VNs are the best ones. I definitely think that this is going to become a regular thing. We're going to be finding cringier and cringier stories as we go. No worries, you've been super hand expressive for the past 7 hours for no one else, for no one to see. Yes, you ended up streaming for 7 hours. I was really surprised to see you streaming that long. I was like, wow, is she going for like 12 hours or something? Is she gonna still be? Can I raid into her? Is she gonna still be streaming when I finish? That's what I was thinking. Yes, yes. It does seem like this story has been written by a 13-year-old boy with no supervision. Definitely seems like it could have done with a few more editors at the very least. But yeah. You didn't think you were gonna go for that long? Yeah, it was impressive. Yeah, to try and sum up the story. How would any of us sum up the story so far? Us and a bunch of girls and our friend are forgotten every single day by everyone at the university we attend. I think that's the fastest way to sum up the story. One of our friends turned out to be a vampire. Another one of our friends we think is a werewolf. And this current one, the one that's talking about physics and stuff, I think might be a zombie. But I don't know why I think that anymore. I've forgotten what clued me into that possibility. But yeah, pretty strange stuff so far. Like, the vampire one was really strange. Like, that happened last week. Like, we've been saying all along that she was a vampire. Like, it seemed like that it was definitely hinting at that, but I didn't know if it was just going to be like some kind of vague background illusion. But it turns out, no, she has a genetically inherited, but somehow sexually transmitted vampirism disease. That ending was truly insane. So this is our third go through. We're doing the third route. Hopefully, once we do this third route, it's going to unlock the real. Hi, TG. Yep. You're not even on audio yet. Alright, let's get back into the game before you lot all start spanking each other. Drunk Doublebird is a menace? Alright then. I guess, just a little. It'll help if I bring the game up instead of trying to click on the preview screen in OBS.
Alright, we'll go a little further. As I mentioned lightly before, the starlight we see has traveled millions of years before it reaches our eyes. I mean it literally. The light has traveled millions of years. Almost every physical substance in our world deteriorates in time, and finally breaks down completely. But there is a single particle that never changes, no matter how much time passes. You know what that is?
Kohzuki-san asked with a glance. This time, the answer was easy, since we had been talking about it all along. Light?
Yes, light. Light comes in waves, but it's also made of particles called photons. The more an object gets closer to the speed of light, the shorter the time it experiences. It's based on Einstein's theory of relativity. In the universe, the speed of light is absolute.
Oh, Harley has been spanked now. Oh yeah. Wow, you managed to get the exact same spank twice in a row, but just with a different target. That's pretty impressive, Devilbird. What are the odds of that? 590 different options, and you get the same one twice. Oh, no, sorry, there's one word that's different. That's why it's different. Not exactly the same. The first one says, is this really the place for that kind of thing? The second one says, is this really the place for that sort of thing? So, my mistake, they are different entries. That's how I managed to make 590 of them, by doing lots of very small permutations like that. Wow, you're really going hard on Halia. I don't know what she did to deserve that.
It's based on Einstein's theory of relativity. In this universe, the speed of light is absolute. The contradictions caused by relative speed are solved by bending time itself. Strange, isn't it? The faster something is, the shorter time becomes. And finally, the moment something catches up with the speed of light, time stops. If time stops, no matter how it goes, no matter how much time it takes, a photon doesn't experience time. That's why it doesn't deteriorate, nor break down. But even light that can travel for eternity can change into different energy when it hits something else. Then it disappears.
Kohzuki-san lifted a hand as if to catch the starlight. Yo, you here for real now? Thank you, TG. I mean, thank you for lurking first off, but thank you also for being here for real now. And also, for spanking Devilbird. Nice! Yeah, oh, it turned Devilbird on a bit. And now Ginny's been spanked. Good lord. This is getting out of control. Kohzuki-san lifted a hand as if to catch the starlight. I did the same, but I could not feel anything. Not the slightest change in heat from something so faint falling from the sky. Isn't it sad that something could go for an eternity to... something that could go on for eternity could be this fragile? Good lord, Devilbird. Not very say-so. Jenny wasn't paying attention. She's just realized that she's been spanked.
That's why. Quantum theory. What?
What are you talking about, Shion? That's why?
Because light is the only thing that helps us observe the stars that are unbelievably far away.
Yep, this is the extra cringe game. So far, what have we experienced that's been cringe so far this session? Just a lot of weirdness, really. You were trying to tweet before you fell asleep? You missed the spanking. Well, you're always free to spank other people yourself, Ginny, anytime you're here. It's just exclamation spank, and it'll pick someone random for you. Oh, you spanked yourself. You spanked yourself so hard that the police are on their way.
I'm serious when I say that something cannot be observed, we cannot define that it exists.
I finally understood. The quantum theory, the stars, the future, they were all connected by the same keyword. Observation. Everything seemed random, but Kohzuki-san was carefully directing our conversation towards some end. Here's another thought. Oh, I keep using the wrong voice when on the wrong characters. Whoops.
Here's another thought. The stars are depending on us. They want to know they existed. The way someone writes a message in a bottle and sets it out in the ocean.
Gigi did steal your safe word? Good lord.
Please, please, somebody, hear me. Please, see me. I don't want to be left in oblivion. My existence unknown.
I really don't think stars are that sentient, Shion. They're just big balls of gas going through a chemical reaction.
If someone finds a message in a bottle, the bottle has to be open to read the message, right? So light breaks too when it hits something. If it hits something and did not turn into energy, it means there is no reaction.
You were asked what your safe word was, so you answered. And what is your safe word, TG? And why did you steal it from Devilbird? How did you steal it from Devilbird? How did you know Devilbird's safe word in the first place? What have you two been doing?
Maybe a message in a bottle would be swept away by a strong tide, smashed on a large rock. But no one would keep a message in a bottle that can't be broken, because that would be pointless. I don't understand what any of this means anymore. It's turned into utter gibberish.
You're very sleep. Well, yeah, you've been through a long. Of course, you don't have to stick around. You're always free to raid and run, Ginny. But yes, thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much for the raid. It means so much. Let me do a regular shout out for you now. You guys should go check out Ginny. She is a pirate VTuber and an absolute delight. And she's just done a really long karaoke stream. So yeah.
A message that wouldn't disappear during its journey here would arrive safely till someone received it and broke the bottle.
Aw, thank you for the heart emotes, Ginny. Yeah, get some sleep. Yeah, you've had a long stream, a busy day. When it was put that way, the light was the best courier a star could hope for to send a message.
That star there, and that star there, if we didn't see it today, maybe it would have never existed.
Kohzuki-san said as she pointed towards the sky.
Sometimes I think this. Way back when people still believed that the Earth was the center of the universe, maybe it really was, because that's how people observed it. That's what they concluded and believed from what they saw of space. That's utter insanity, Shion. That's not how reality works. It doesn't change to fit your perception. Bye-bye, Ginny. Have a good sleep. Have a good rest. That's just not how reality is. We change our theories and observation. Well, we don't change our observations. We fit our observations we fit our theories to the observations that we make. Am I sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'm 99.9% certain, Devilbird. Then why did the Ptolemaic theory get overthrown and everyone began to believe in the Copernican theory? If Galileo didn't say, even so, the Earth is turning, would the Earth still be static? I don't think so. Kohzuki-san nodded once and pointed at the parabola antenna. I think it's because of that. When I look up at the sky and think about how large it is, sometimes I feel helpless and terribly afraid. Because even the smallest star out there is several million times bigger than I am. Shion's all about young Earth creationism. We did spend a lot of time talking about Noah from the Bible that one time. I don't want to believe that I'm a speck of dust, almost non-existent, that even the soil I stand on is a tiny ball of Earth floating in the universe. I tried to understand how the Europeans in medieval times felt when they were told of the Copernican theory. I suppose anyone would be angry if some unknown scientist walked up to tell them that the ground they stood on was not what they believed it to be, and that they were all circling in space with no guarantee what would happen. But even the vast universe looks small when you peer through a telescope. The telescope makes the sky into something as small as your palm, And that antenna over there changes the sky to a photograph just centimeters in size. You could gather more information than you could with looking with your eyes, because the picture is clear, and you start to believe what you're seeing has substance. Because people were finally able to gain concrete information, it became easier to believe in the Copernican theory. That's why the Earth started moving. You think the Earth started moving because we invented telescopes, Shion? I thought you were crazy when you thought that the flowers blooming out of season was somehow proof of destiny. But you believe that the Earth started turning because we invented telescopes. You could move the Earth and paint the future blue just by the way you see things. There is power in being subjective. There really isn't power in like, mind over matter. That just isn't how reality works, Shion. Although, I have to say, I love the sky just the way it is.
Kohzuki-san spread her arms wide toward the sky and took in a deep breath. Then she yelled.
The Earth is static.
I stared at her with my mouth hanging open. She offered me her hand. I was still confused, but I took her hand and stood up anyway.
Here, Kiria-kun, you do it too. Believe in it. Change the heavens.
I don't mind trying, but can I not yell?
Oh, you spoiled sport.
Kohzuki-san pouted and looked away. I decided to try and believe in the Ptolemaic theory to the best of my abilities, just to make her feel better.
We're gonna believe that all of creation revolves around the Earth, just to make this girl feel better.
After a while, I decided I'd convinced myself enough. I looked up to the sky, but I couldn't tell whether the sky I now saw was any different from what I had seen moments ago. Ptolemaic.
Ptolemaic?
Ptolemaic.
I don't care. Why would I need to learn how to pronounce that word? It's dumb. It's a dumb theory.
Do you think anything changed?
Yes, definitely. How it looks doesn't matter much. What's important is that you believed. Yes, that's how science and reality work. You've just got to believe hard enough. Gotta clap your hands if you believe in fairies. Kiria-kun, you just decided by your own observation how the stars lie. I get the feeling that this is going to end with like Shion revealing that she's actually a flat Earth creationist. Too drunk to remember Ptolemy's theory? Phone died while you were lurking, but now it's time for you to go to bed? Okay, GG, good for you for stopping by. Thanks for lurking earlier. It's always good to see you here. That's an interesting sentence. That a nearby stranger, you got a nearby stranger to spank you really hard. They were startled and took off running. Was it the stranger that was startled and took off running, or was it TG who was startled and took off running? Although I suppose it makes sense if you are going to bed. You took off running to bed. Have a great time with wherever this story takes me. It's going to take me to an aneurysm by the direction this conversation is going. And Devil Bird also got spanked by a stranger, and also took off running. Hi, Sungats. Good to see you still there, doing whatever that emote is. It's a frog. An upside-down frog by the looks of it? Kiria-kun, you just decided by your own observation how the stars lie. It's my turn next.
I wondered what she meant by saying it was her turn. I met her eyes. I couldn't read her at all, but I could tell she was serious, and what she was about to say was important to her. She had chatted about seemingly random things, to bring the conversation to this conclusion.
It's the same thing. We're the same as stars. Our bodies are made of cosmic dust. We only exist because someone observes us. We can only be sure that we are here when someone acknowledges that we are here. Now that we are alone at this moment, I can only exist as myself because you're here. Do you understand what I mean?
You're giving me too much credit. Whether I'm here or not, you'd still exist, Kohzuki-san.
Kohzuki, I feel like all of this is predicated on you misunderstanding what is meant by observation when it comes to quantum theory. It means to measure something. It doesn't mean whether a conscious mind is behind that observation. It's about the fact that you can't measure something without interacting with it, and that interaction affects how the thing you're measuring behaves. There's no way to measure something without interacting with it. It doesn't mean like to have a physical observer like looking at something. Kohzuki-san looked down sadly at my reply. Do you mean you're rejecting me? For God's sake, Shion, where did that even come? How is that connected to that previous thought? Shion, what is wrong with you? You claim to be all about only trusting what you can see with your own eyes, but you are so full of woo and like pseudoscience. It's insane. I thought you were going to be like the smart one of the group. Huh? Wait, how does that connect to... Oh. Got some... Ultime. Ptolemy. Knowledge here from Devilbird. Ptolemy placed the Earth at the center of his geocentric model. Using the data he had, Ultimene thought that the universe was a set of nested spheres surrounding the Earth. He believed that the Moon was orbiting on a sphere closest to the Earth, followed by Mercury, then Venus, and then the Sun. He thought Mercury was closer than Venus? That's interesting. I wonder how he came to that conclusion. Yeah, I knew that he was the geocentric model, basically. And then the Copernican model. So, like, he thought all of creation exists, revolved around the Earth, basically. Wait, what? My brain couldn't keep up with the big change in direction that had just occurred. I made a funny noise. You're the only person who knows what I am now. You're the only person that knows what you are now. And if you can't observe how happy I am to be here with you, it means my current self would be non-existent. And... what am I saying? I'm sorry. I'm usually so direct. This is what happens when I try to beat around the bush. Were you trying to ask me to be your boyfriend? Didn't you listen to what I just said? Kohzuki-san turned bright red and looked annoyed. You're the one that's observing me right now. Do you want us to exist? I feel like that's a very threatening way of phrasing, do you want to be my boyfriend? It sounds like she's gonna blow us both up if we say no. You want to be my lover, or do you want to stop existing? I do. Can you stay by my side and watch me? So I know I'll exist in you always? Whoa, that's creepy. I will. Then I've successfully conquered the world. The distance between us is too short to be perceived.
I can give you something for the pain.
Yes, Devilbird, please, give me something for the pain. When you compare it to the 400 million light years this universe spans, in this small space, I can see only you now. Tell her she'll stop existing when we turn around and walk away from her wreck ass. Yeah, let's tell her that to close her eyes, and then tell her all of existence just stopped existing. We'll just leave her here, alone in the dark. That was the same for me. It was? Kohzuki-san smiled shyly. If only I could hold her closer, or take her hand the way I did when we went to the library. But I didn't have the courage now, when she said the distance between us was too short. But... here. She jumped over the distance easily, and leaned her head against my shoulder. I can't win, can I? You said before, you would spend your lifetime trying. That's true. We still have time till your week is up. We could do a lot of bad things while we can. Like today? Like today. I could observe you better. I might find a piece of your heart again, the way I did today. All right, Kiria-kun. Watch me closely. We pressed our foreheads against one another. Let's decide what we'll do tomorrow. I stood up, feeling enthusiastic. There is no tomorrow. A low voice, then footsteps coming from the moon. From the moon? The moon replica, placed in the corner of the plaza. Who are you? Dang, I thought we were gonna bang on top of the moon, on top of the earth. We were gonna bang all over Japan. Kohzuki-san glared at the woman walking towards us in the dark. Hi, hello, everyone's favorite game master, Mitsuru Sanzanon, at your service. The woman who named herself Mitsuru spread her hands jestingly. Sorry to intrude on your lovey-dovey time. But I came bearing some bad news. I hope you don't mind me. I'll tell you even if you don't want to hear it, though. I'm sorry, Shion, but that's very funny coming from you. Neat's gonna sleep while you're listening in? That is okay, Neat. Neat's gotta sleep. Oop's gotta zoop, and Neat's gotta sleep. I appreciate the lurk. But Shion, how can you call other people crazy? Let's go, Kirya-kun. We don't need to entertain crazy people. Kohzuki-san tugged on my arm and tried to leave, but Mitsuru-san continued speaking anyway. I just came to tell you that Earth's Knights have lost the game, but I suppose you aren't interested. What? How did you know about us? Shion. Oh, caught your attention, have I? Why is every line she say a question? Shion Kohzuki? Perhaps you'd be interested in what I have to say? If you knew it was Mizuki Shion Bashi that sent me here? All these Japanese names. They're so hard for me to get my head around when you throw them at me like that. Shion observed that she is totally normal. Because she said so. Mitsuru. Shion and Mitsuru. Mitsuki-chan? Although, Mitsuki Shianbashi, I'm talking about may not be the Mitsuki Shianbashi you know, if you know what I mean. Kohzuki. You're very sleepy, Neat. Apparently, you all lost because Kei and Kurumi accessed Laplace to find a way to cure Togi Mayuzami of her sickness. Stupid, wasn't it? So we're not supposed to use Laplace. Is that how we lose the game? Accessing Laplace is how we lose the game, I guess. Well, thank you for the lurk, Neat. Togi-san is sick? What sickness? Huh? How would I know? Why did you ask her yourself? Sickness? It'll be a vampirism, won't it? Yeah, STD vampirism. We tried to ask the future how to cure STD vampirism. God, have you not been paying attention at all to the story, Devilbird? It's very simple. It makes total sense and is easy to wrap your head around. You hope we'll win this visual novel? Well, we'll keep trying until we do, Neat. So disgustingly beautiful, isn't it? This friendship of yours. What do you know? Why are you here? Is IMA caused by you? Don't get me wrong. I've always been on your side, you know? After spending all this time protecting you all, so you won't lose to the other side, this is the treatment I get? Don't you think that's a bit too much? You should be grateful, you know? Because of Mitsuki Shianbashi and my efforts, the game has been brought to a draw, so you get to start from the beginning, alright? You may all be all ignorant about it, but the other side cheated to win. And if we hadn't found that out, you would have been eaten alive by IMA. Get me? Needs an editor and you need more water. Yeah, this is, the story just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Although, I couldn't have cared less, to be honest. It's just that I don't like to lose, understand? Why is every sentence you say end with a question mark? She's like, it's like trying to like, is she like Chandler or something? Like, is everything she's saying supposed to be sarcastic? This round, we're going to give this much information before we reset everything.
I don't feel bad about it, but I can't give you any more information other than that, okay? What do you mean? Are you saying my theory was wrong? Please tell me. Okay, are you ready to lose half a year's worth of memories? Here it goes. 3, 2, 1.
Wait!
Bye.
I had a feeling that I experienced this before. I went unconscious and fell into darkness.
Maybe the route we take doesn't matter. Like, our choices haven't mattered up until this point, and the route we took had to be always in this order. Maybe Shion's was always going to be the last one before the true ending. Why does your cat meow when you sneeze? Because you're annoying it. They wanted to know why you're sneezing. You're supposed to be quiet and only pat them when they need patting, Devilbird. How do you own a cat and not understand this? It's not your place to make noises like sneezing. Yeah, she's concerned that you're disrupting the quiet that she demands.
I had a feeling I had experienced this before. I went unconscious and fell into darkness.
So I'm guessing that this lady was one of the people who drugged us at the very first ending with a boot belt on the infinite train.
Somewhere, my phone was ringing. It was by my pillow. I found around blindly, but instead pushed my phone to the floor. At the same time, the ringing stopped. What was that? My head hurt, and when I got up, I realized I was in my room. Then, my phone started ringing again. Ugh. I felt giddy, and it took effort to pick up my phone. I looked at the screen and went into shock. I'd missed 68 calls. The calendar told me it was the end of April. And now, I had an anonymous number ringing me repeatedly. Although I didn't have the number in my address book, I recognized it was Kohzuki-san. I jolted back to reality. I quickly received the call. Hello?
You got me so worried, Kiria-kun. Do you remember who I am?
It's very uncharacteristic of you to suddenly yell in my ear, but I think I recognize your voice, Kohzuki-san. I could hear her breathe out a sigh of relief. Then, she began to sob. Are you crying? I just woke up. I don't know what's happening. What's going on here?
Oh, thank heavens. I wouldn't have known what to do if you had forgotten me too.
Forgotten me too? That meant... Dread pulled in my stomach. Can I meet you at the usual place?
Can I meet you at the usual place? Let's talk. I need to get my thoughts sorted out. I'll see you later.
Although she said see you later, we weren't able to hang up for a while. It was as if we were afraid to disconnect the line, in case we lost each other. I'll hurry up and get ready. I finally hung up and began to change my clothes. When we had our talk at the usual sofa, Kohzuki-san dropped the bomb. You mean Fuma, Kurumi-san, Togi-san, and everyone else don't remember us?
I wouldn't use the term remember. It's more like nothing ever happened. After the events at the GSI, we're moved back in time. See, why didn't this happen at the end of Togi's run? Togi's run, we were going to be immortal vampires together forever. But this is kind of what happened at the end of Kayan's run with Wolf Girl. We were on an infinite train, we got drugged, and then got sent back in time. And everyone didn't remember anything that had happened after that point in time. Except us and Kayan. Are we now going to, like, collect... Are they all going to merge together now? And we're going to have, like, 3 girlfriends at once?
The calendar on my phone wasn't faulty. I didn't see things wrong. I'd woken up a day later than Kohzuki-san, and during that time, she had called me repeatedly and spent her time understanding the situation.
If you don't believe me, you can go out and test your surroundings yourself.
No, I don't think I need to. I didn't want to experience the hurt again, like the time my sister became a stranger. A pregnant silence stretched between us. Finally, Kohzuki-san whispered,
I guess bad girls get punished. I've lost everything other than you, Kiria-kun.
Not everything. There are still things we can do, Kohzuki-san. Come with me, please.
Huh? Where are you going, Kiria-kun?
I took Kohzuki-san out to the area where the billboards were covered with flyers and posters. What is this expression? She like looks so worried and so sad, and now she's smiling like a big dumb idiot. Seriously, there's no thoughts going on in this head at all.
This was the same place where Fuma and I contemplated joining a club activity and gave up. Then we met the girls. There was an open space in one of the billboards. Do you think this is good enough? Wanted. Outdoorsy girl that loves animals and plants. A failed medical student in need of a morning call. Also, a boy enrolled information science who wants to talk to pretty girls.
Kirya-kun, that's...
We haven't started from scratch. We may have chosen the wrong answer once, but we've gained a lot more information now. We haven't changed. If we stay the way we are, we'll be able to gather again. And we can do this all over again. We'll start Bertha's Nights again, right here.
You're right. We conquered the world before, after all. We'll take back whatever we've lost, and we'll do something about IMA. Mitsuru Zenon called this a game, but I'll show her. Kirya-kun, you and I are gonna blow this place up.
That's the spirit, Kohzuki-san. We're going to observe and decide how we're fixing this world back to the way it should be.
Yeah!
Kohzuki-san punched her fist toward the sky. A flyer blew into her arm, carried by the wind. It read, "Looking for darlings that will call me every morning."
Hey!
Wait! I could hear the familiar voice coming this way. Our future was colored blue. It wasn't blue because it was sad, but because there were good things to come. Observation in blue is the achievement we just unlocked. So now, finally, we're going to be able to start seeing the real, true ending. Can we skip through the credits? Is there a fast way to... I shouldn't have to sit through the... Okay, I can skip through the credits a bit faster. Woo! Our tiny but precious garden. I don't really know what tiny but precious garden... I guess like referring to the earth maybe, or how small our lives are. How are we feeling? How are we feeling, everyone? How do we feel about that ending? How are we feeling about... let's head over to just chatting for now. Should we start the next route now? We've still got half an hour left. Or should we call it a stream right here? I know that's getting pretty late for you, Devilbird. Did you want to go to bed? Maybe we should end it right now. That ending was pretty lame. I'm just having a look around to see who's online. No one that really jumps out at me at the moment. Oh, there is Saltbard online. I don't know, how's everybody feeling? You feeling up for another half hour or so of story? Bedtime? Bedtime for everyone? We'll call it now? You're so drunk. Oh, yes, you are very drunk. Okay. Yeah, we'll call it a stream there then. We can have a short stream today. We had a good run. We had a raid from Ginny that was absolutely lovely. Shout out to Ginny again. Let's do another one. I mean, I'm pretty sure no one major has joined us since then, but it's a nice thing to do. Oh, thank you, Devilbird, for doing my personal one, and I'll do the special Twitch one. Yeah, good stream. Glad we got that out of the way. And finally, yeah, it was a pretty lame ending. Who's left? Well, I think, hopefully, we've now got all three girls, so hopefully it's going to be the true ending now. Like, hopefully we don't have to do much more work after this. It'll just be like one big one that'll really unfold everything, is my hope, at the very least. So we can exit the game. Let's see, we want to do /raid. You just got done modding TG? You're on the clock in your head? Ah, okay, that's why you did this shout out. You're still in mod mode. Okay, raid's warming up. And yes, thank you everyone who came in. Thanks for Halia and Peter for following me. And also God Empress Jean for following me
like 9 hours ago in between streams. Thanks, Electo, for showing up for a little while, sticking your head in. Neat. Thanks for lurking. Brux's Devilbird, of course, love you too the most. Sungats, thanks for lurking around. Ginny for the raid. TG, thanks for lurking. And sticking your head in. Halia. Who else? I think that's... Did I get everyone? Yes, thank you. Thanks to everyone. I love you all. You're all my little humblebees. I'll see you all on Monday. I might be starting Jump King soon. I'm not sure if I'll do it on Monday or what. I really got to check with Princess Ruska for that, because I know she wants to be around and watch me play Jump King, so I need to figure out a time that's good for her. But I will be starting Jump King at some point. I don't know if it'll be on Monday or what. Monday, we've still got more of that Ultra Cosmos Cat Alien Human Hybrid game. And yeah, failing that, I'll see you all in your own streams. And bye-bye. I love you.